Hello, welcome to the final class of public finance, which is the 10th module, and we'll be looking into we'll look at the contemporary issues and future trends in public finance, contemporary issues and future trends in public finance. And the module will actually, or it encompasses issues like globalization and public finance. Also, we look into the impact of technology on tax system in the aspect of e-taxation and AI in budgeting. We also look into the climate change financing and green budgeting, and we'll look at emerging challenges in debt sustainability and global public good financing and few other future trends. Public finance in the 21st century is undergoing major changes driven by globalization, technology, and climate change. Unlike the traditional approach that focuses on national borders, contemporary public finance must address interconnected global challenges, and it is no longer just about balancing budget. It has become a strategic tools for ensuring sustainability, resilience, and inclusivity in a rapid changing world. Looking at the aspect of globalization as it pertains to public finance, it actually refers to the growing interconnection of economies, societies, and governments across the globe through trade, investment, capital flow, technology, and the movement of labor and information. And looking at it from public finance, globalization has profoundly transformed how government raise revenue, allocate expenditure, and design fiscal policy. Also, globalization has increased the mobility of capital, goods, services, and labor across the world. Also, this has led to the complex tax system and wider fiscal competition among countries. So it also exposes countries to external economic shocks. So that's why it's very important for us to look into this aspect of public finance, the issues that are actually very, very important for you to know. And looking at the tax aspect, the fiscal competition and tax policy, it is important that we look into this. Talking about fiscal policy, it talks about countries may lower corporate tax rates to attract foreign investment, leading to race to the bottom. And for the digital challenge, the rise of multinational tech companies has made it difficult to tax profits where they are generated, as traditional tax rules are outdated. And as per the international cooperation, global initiatives like the OECD's framework on base erosion and profit sharing aims to create a global minimum corporate tax rate to counter these challenges. And looking at the digital revolution in public finance as another important um, aspect that we need to look at. New technologies are redefining how government manages or manage resources, and for the e-taxation system, this enhance efficiency and compliance. The e-taxation system enhance efficiency and compliance, making it easier for citizens to pay taxes and for government to collect them. As per the artificial intelligence, AI can be used to for fiscal planning, revenue forecasting, and also identifying tax fraud. In terms of digital currency, the emergence of central bank digital currency and cryptocurrencies present new regulatory and cybersecurity concern. So, which is also an issue that need to be looked into. So, I'm just trying to make you get informed about this. so that when you go through the notes, you can get more understanding into it. Another crucial issue is the green public finance and climate change. Looking at the green public finance, the urgent need to address climate change is forcing government to rethink their fiscal priorities. But green budgeting, which is the which integrates environmental goals into national budget process. When we talk about green budgeting, it actually integrates the environmental goals into the national budget process. And looking at the aspect of climate financing, government use fiscal tools like carbon taxes, subsidies for renewable energy, and green bonds to fund the transition to a low carbon economy, which is being used to serve as a regulation. And the principle of equity, the concept of common but differentiated responsibilities suggests that developed countries should provide financial support to developing nations to help them with climate mitigation and adaptation. And in addressing the global challenges, we have some things, um, aspects that should be looked into. In terms of financial crisis, fiscal policy must be adaptable to respond to global financial shock and pandemics. For demographic shifts, aging population place pressure on pension system and healthcare spending, requiring long-term fiscal planning. So there is need for long-term fiscal planning in such shifts, and this is very important in addressing this global challenge. And in addressing inequality, globalization can worsen inequality, and public finance must address this through redistributive policy like progressive taxation and social safety nets. This and more are means of addressing global challenges in public finance. As per the case for resilience and sustainability, building a resilient economy is crucial in this 21st century, and in doing that, it involves diversifying revenue sources to reduce reliance on one sector. Also, there is need for developing robust debt management strategies to protect against external shocks. And lastly, there is need in investing in digital and green infrastructure for long-term growth. And the future trends that we need to note as per the public finance is one, the fiscal rule. We also have the open government and transparency and the international cooperation. Talking about the fiscal rule, countries are adopting fiscal rule to ensure financial discipline, but this must be flexible enough to um, respond to shock. And for open government and transparency, technologies enables greater transparency, allowing citizens to monitor government finances and hold officials accountable. And lastly, international cooperation. The global fiscal issue from climate change to tax evasion can only be solved through international collaboration. In conclusion, public finance is not static. It is dynamic field. It is a dynamic field constantly adapting to new global realities, and it has evolved from a tool for balancing budget to a strategic instrument for sustainability and resilience. And lastly, innovation is actually key when we talk about public finance, and the future of public finance depends on government ability to proactively harness global trends and technological tools to build resilient and inclusive um, institution. Thank you for following through from the first module, and I really appreciate. Do well to go through the notes, enroll, and do well to go through the notes that have been made available. Thank you.